My morning at Squirrel's Nest would start much greyer than the golden evening I would get to enjoy here. I'm visiting Trawscwm Treehouse, which is one of 3 tree houses on the site. That's one of them now. I'll have to save that for another trip. Regular subscribers will have gotten used to the short wheelbarrow journeys to these amazing places, and Squirrel's Nest have decided to create a lot of separation between their bespoke tree houses, and Trawscwm is the most secluded. For me, this space really shines in the autumn time. Maybe it's because my last visit was also in the autumn, but there's something about this treehouse that really works with this time of year. When you enter, you're met with a colourful, rugged, open-plan design with a little nook for the bed area. You'll notice a ladder leading upwards to a kind of loft area. We're going to look at that in a moment. The kitchen area runs along one side of the space and has a giant window that looks out to the trees and fields beyond. The space was built by the owners, and like the other tree houses here, it has a fully wooden interior which creates so many interesting shapes, patterns and colours. The atmosphere in the tree house is very unique, particularly at this time of year. The ladder in the centre of the room leads up to a small loft area where there's another bed, so the space can actually sleep 4, as long as you've got a head for adventure. From here, you can look down at the tree house for a really interesting viewpoint. The treehouse is a few years old now, so it feels very lived in, like it's grown into its own unique personality. It's warm, it's quiet, it's cozy and secluded, and it's filled with all sorts of beautiful colours and lights that complement the build and add to that already strong sense of adventure. All the spaces at the Squirrel's Nest have this honesty box system, where you can buy all sorts of different drinks and find interesting things to try. All of them seem to be Welsh made, so I'm sure you'll find something interesting to try. Whether that's for you or not, you can sit back and relax and enjoy the 360 views of the trees and wildlife surrounding you. And now let's take a look at one of my favourite bathroom spaces in any treehouse. The white bath really pops out from the wood tones. With the green of the indoor plants and the trees outside, this space really contrasts and lets you know what you're supposed to be looking at. The copper fixtures continue that orange glow of this wooden bathroom. The custom bathrobes and hangers add this extra little feeling of luxury to this cozy and rustic space. A really nice bathroom can add a lot to a space, and this bathroom does just that at Trawscwm Treehouse. The bathroom has its own doors, so you can either exit through those or exit through the main doors. And as we go to take a look outside, the sun is setting on this beautiful autumn evening. When the sun is low at Trawscwm, the trees surrounding the treehouse start to glow. This is an incredibly unique treehouse with a square shape, rounded corners and a shingle roof. As I've mentioned, it's been here for a number of years, so it's started to grow into its surroundings. Even though this space isn't often viewed from the air, it really shows off the roof, the symmetry and the tree that the treehouse is built around. Outside the back of the space, on the deck, you have a small round hot tub next to the tree of the treehouse. This deck extends all the way around the building, creating a kind of 360-degree balcony. The rounded corners of the deck are mirrored by the unique round windows in each corner of the treehouse. Inside and out, they give a really special feel to the space. And from here you can catch all kinds of wildlife in the trees and around the bird feeders. This is the kind of space that you'll visit and you'll kind of forget where you are. The only thing that exists around you is the treehouse and its surroundings. This was the first space built at the Squirrel's Nest, and the whole build is basically made of wood. And underneath the tree, the wooden roof has started to grow mossy, which I absolutely love. It makes me wonder what this space will look like in a few more years. Underneath the deck is a small chilled area with a little hammock and little wildlife house. As I've already said, I've only visited this space in the autumn, but I really feel like its location and its colours really lend itself to this time of year, although I would love to see this space in the snow. A short way from the treehouse is a small children's play area called the Nutkin Lodge. I can imagine that this area would be so much fun for little ones. There are all sorts of activities and things to do inside. The main treehouse is surrounded by festoon lighting, and as the day starts to fade, the fire pit and festoons really bring the vibes to the treehouse. You could spend hours out here around the fire pit before retreating back to the treehouse. Thanks so much for joining me on this tour. There are loads more on my channel. If you want to see my future videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.